We're here at Welland Stadium here in Welland, Ontario, as we get set for a matchup between the Welland Jackfish and the Hamilton Cardinals. Welcome in, everyone. I'm Brendan Lang alongside Spencer Tangway. Welland coming into the game today sitting at 16-6 on the season. Hamilton on the other side at 6-14. We'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Cardinals before we get going. Justin Gideon leads off and plays center field. David Ortiz is the shortstop. He bats second. Tyler Duncan plays right field and hits third. Josh Niles, he plays first base and bats fourth. Lane Renault plays left field, bats fifth. Tristan Osika, he's the DH. He bats sixth. Sean Petner is the third baseman. He bats seventh. Jacob Underwood, the catcher, bats eighth. Nathan Scragg plays second base and bats ninth. And on the mound for the Jackfish, making his first start, making his first appearance on the season, it's Mike Wagner.
Well, it'll be interesting as Mike Wagner gets his first start on the mound and the hill for the Jackfish tonight. But Jake Harford is scheduled to start, stuck at the border, something you don't often see, and it's something that happens. 30 minutes from the border, a team, and that's the risk you take with the Peace Bridge. So, with that, Wagner gets on the hill, and he'll have to adapt. Short notice, but he gets the ball tonight.
And as we say that, Jake Harford is standing down in the bullpen right now. So he is in the ballpark. Not sure if he will get into this game at any point, but he is down in the bullpen right now. But it is Mike Wagner to start things off. Last season, he had 2 appearances on the mound for the Jackfish. Of course, this is first this year as he fires the first pitch low. Cocker couldn't hang on to it, and that's ball one. The count's 1-0 to the leadoff hitter, Justin Gideon, for the Cardinals. Cardinals off to a slow start this season, but Gideon hitting extremely well. Batting up in the 340s as he hits a ball down the right field line, and that ball's going to get down. He slips going around first base, but he gets up. He's going to try for second. The throw comes in, and he'll still beat it out. A loud double to start off the ballgame off Wagner.
Yeah, not a start you want if you're Wagner, but what a start for Justin Gideon. Sees the pitch he wants on the second pitch of the ball game and absolutely obliterates that baseball. That ball was pounded down the right field foul line. Stays fair, and you mentioned it, slipped coming around to second. Good job to get right back up and slide into second in time.
So now a runner out there at second base. It's Gideon. He does have some speed. 6 stolen bases on the season. And striding into the box right now and taking one down low is David Ortiz, not the Boston Red Sox first baseman. Or
I'm sure he gets that a lot. I mean, we had fun with it. As the PA announcer wanted us to say Little Poppy, I'm sure he's heard that about 15 times since signing with the Cardinals. But he's got big shoes to fill, literally. And definitely for the Cardinals tonight as they're looking for a big win here.
That's right. He's off to a pretty good start to the season, though, playing in only his second game, but 2 for 4 in his first outing. Hitting in the second spot, he is a switch hitter, batting left against Wagner, the right-hander, and Wagner pours one in at the knees. That's a called strike, and the count's 2-1 now on Ortiz. After Ortiz will be Tyler Duncan. He's playing in right field today. Wagner. Nobody out right now. It's Gideon standing at second base. He checks the runner and now deals towards the plate. Swing and a miss. Looked like an off-speed pitch from Wagner. And he got Ortiz way out in front of it. He's back even in the count. It's 2-2. The 2-2 offering from Wagner. He misses up high. He went back to the fastball right there, and he couldn't find the zone.
This will be a good test for Wagner right here and see if the Jackfish can get out of a lot of 3-2 counts. They had several in the last couple of games, which has been just killing the defense and the pitching staff. Got to be able to get these crucial strikes.
So Wagner misses down low, maybe a bit outside as well. That's going to be a walk. So heading on down to first base is Ortiz, and now there's 2 runners on base to start the ball game. As here comes Tyler Duncan. So left-handed hitting right fielder Tyler Duncan walks up to the plate. Due up after him will be Josh Niles. Lane Renault also after that. He squares around a bunt and he gets it down, and it's going to roll foul. Interesting here to start the ball game, Spencer. Early on, the number 3 hitter comes up, trying to sacrifice in the first inning.
Yeah, it seems a bit odd trying to move a base runner over, especially when, it's not their normal pitcher going tonight. You think he would try to blast one into the field and score a run. tries to sacrifice and just move a base runner over station-to-station baseball. But it's interesting. I did not expect that, as you said. It's a very odd move this early in the ballgame.
Well, especially how the game is played today. With 2 runners on base and the number 3 hitter coming up. Your number 3 hitter is usually a guy you rely on to drive in runs. But he squared around early. Now it looks like the bunt sign gets taken off, and he takes outside. And the count evens up at 1-1. Maybe they were just giving him one shot to sacrifice him over. If he didn't get it down, they'll let him swing away. We'll see if he's squaring around now, sitting in a 1-1 count. Wagner checks the runner. He's not squaring, and he pops the ball up. Foul territory, third base side. It's Ethan Hunt drifting over, making the catch. First out of the inning for Mike Wagner.
Well, that's got to be a frustrating at-bat if you're the Hamilton Cardinals. You try to first show bunt, sacrifice, try to move a base runner over, and now he pops it straight up perfectly to Ethan Hunt in foul territory. Can't advance a base runner when you put it right to where the base runner needs to go. So the Jackfish get lucky there, and they get one out, no base runners moving.
Well, that's exactly what you want in that situation as the defense, right? If you can get that out with no runners being able to advance, like you mentioned, that can go a long way to stranding those runners out there. Now Wagner pours one in on the inside edge, and he jumps ahead in the count 0-1, and that's going to be big for Wagner here going forward if he can get ahead of these Cardinals hitters. He fell behind early on in this game. Big lead out there at second base by Gideon, and it's a breaking ball in there. Huge block by Sam Cocker, as the runner at second base will not be able to advance, but that was a massive lead standing at second base for Justin Gideon.
Yeah, you think, Gideon may want to steal or try to at least advance the third somehow and get 90 feet away from at least opening up this game. This will be big for the Hamilton Cardinals. They're facing a Jackfish team who's coming off a win Tuesday in Hamilton, as there he goes.
Right on cue, he's running, but it's bounced out to the shortstop, Smybert. They go to second for one, back to first, a double play. Just what the doctor ordered. Wagner rolls one, 6-4-3, and the Jackfish get out of it. 2 runners do get on, but they don't come home. No score after half an inning here at the pond as we go to the home half of the first. Bottom of the first inning we go. Jackfish coming up for their first opportunity. We'll take a look at their starting lineup. Manager Brian Essery sends out this lineup today. It's Gio Morello, the regular leadoff man. He plays center field. Mateo Porcelato plays second base and hits second. And it's Brandon Nicholson in right field. He bats third. Player of the month, Sam Cocker, catcher, bats fourth. James Smybert, he plays at shortstop. He bats fifth. Ethan Hunt plays third base, bats sixth. It's Matt Hildebrandt, the DH, batting seventh. Zarly Cena plays first base, hits eighth. And Hogan Brown in left field bats in the number 9 spot today. And that lineup will be tasked with facing Adrian Salcedo. He's making his third appearance of the season, but only his second start. With only pitching 8 innings so far this year, so the Cardinals maybe not going to be able to get a whole lot of length out of their starter today.
Well, just watching him in warm-ups, and you see him in the bullpen, he's got a lot of velocity coming down over the top. He's a tall pitcher on that mound, and he can really come down with his fastball as he throws his last warm-up pitch as they go to second. It'll be good if the Jackfish are able to hit him early. As you mentioned, he doesn't have as many innings under his belt. If they can get a couple of hits and really kind of rattle a little bit early, it's only going to benefit the Jackfish here. As you said it perfectly. Not many innings under his belt. You have to take advantage early.
As you mentioned, a big man out there, 6'4", 215 pounds. As he climbs up onto the mound, it's Gio Morello, the leadoff hitter, striding into the batter's box now as you look out at the scoreboard and you see the country night theme out there with the picture of Gio Morello. He's got a mustache, he's got a cowboy hat on, and he stands in and cracks a ball into right field. Going over is the right fielder Duncan, still on the run, he looks up, and it's off the wall. Bangs off the wall, Morello around second, he's on his way to third, and he's going to get there with a slide. A leadoff triple for Gio Morello, and the Jackfish are in business early.
Well, you talk about hitting up early, and first pitch he sees, absolutely nearly over the wall in right center. What a shot off the bat of Gio Morello. Absolutely fantastic start, good swing, sends that one about 380 feet, needed one more to carry, but off the wall and an easy triple for the Jackfish, already 90 feet away from making it 1-0.
That's his second triple on the season. And off the bat, I thought that was just going to be a fly ball to right field. I know he hit it pretty hard, but he got it way up in the air. Flags are blowing out a little bit, man.
I was just going to say, the flags, they're blowing out. It feels like a nice slight breeze, but definitely not enough to carry that ball all the way to the wall, we thought. But the Jackfish will take that open. What a start here on Country Night.
Now pitching out of the stretch is Salcedo, and he gets one over the plate. It was on the outside edge. Porcelado falls down in the count. It's 0-1. Brandon Nicholson, he waits on deck. Porcelado got off to a good start this season. He's hitting .301 on the year. He's also driven in 21 runs, looking for number 22, who's standing 90 feet away. Porcelado swings and lifts a ball to left field. Moving over is Renault. Near the foul line, he makes the catch. Morello's going to tag. Here comes the throw, and it's up the line. Jackfish strike first here on this Thursday night, and it's 1-0 Welland.
Well, sac fly down the left field side. Perfect. The throw well off the mark, probably about 15 feet from home plate, so the Jackfish score easily. And that's all Gio Morello. You step up and you do exactly what the leadoff man's supposed to do and more. Get all the way to third with a huge blast to right.
And we've talked at length about the speed of this Jackfish team. Now, we talk about it a lot, about the stolen bases, but right there, Morello showing off the speed in a different aspect, getting into third base on the triple, and now a bunt being laid down by Nicholson. He bunts it right back to the mound. Nice play by Salcedo to get there and throw him out. And there's two gone, but back to that point. The speed used to get into third base on the triple, and then a ball that was not hit too deep into left field. A lot of the time, you're not going to be able to score on that, but again, using that speed, able to tag up and able to net an early run for the Fish.
Yeah, you think it comes down to a little bit of confidence and understanding what's in his tank and what he has the ability to do, something he's obviously done before. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't that deep, but the throw was so far off the mark. No chance at the plate, but a great run by Morello.
So it's Sam Cocker now coming up to the plate, and he was named the Player of the Month for the month of June. Hit .395 in June, definitely deserving of that award. He's behind in the count 0-1. And Salcedo delivers in the air, left field. That ball's hammered into the alley, and it is gone! Sam Cocker drives the ball over the left center field fence, and the Jackfish lead early. It's 2-0.
Well, he's fresh off getting the Player of the Month not even 5 minutes ago. But how about consistency from Mr. Sam Cocker? Absolutely sends that one a mile over the wall. That's what the Jackfish need, a little bit of confidence and those abilities to find timely hits. That has been the difference this season. They've been able to do that, been able to score. Something they couldn't do in 2019 and 2021 was find those runs. Sam Cocker comes in, one of the elite catchers in this league, and boy, what a bat for the Jackfish. Absolutely unloads that baseball just to the right of the scoreboard into the forest. 2-0 early in this one.
And now it's Smybert. He cracks a ball up the middle. Looks like he might have broken his bat, but Scragg throws him out. And the inning is over, but not before the Jackfish strike twice. First run coming home on a sacrifice fly by Mateo Porcelado, and then Sam Cocker drives the ball over the wall for his 4th home run of the season, and it's 2-0 for the Fish as we go to the top of the second.
For those times when "don't try this at home" applies.
I travel.
I'm on the road a lot.
Download the free Giant FM app and take us anywhere you want to listen to your hometown classics.
Can you listen whenever I want? You can't beat that.
Get it now at giantfm.com.
Second inning we go now, and there's a pitching change for the Jackfish. It's Jake Harford coming into the game. Harford was the scheduled starter. We mentioned that off the top of the broadcast. So kind of just an opener role for Mike Wagner. Get in there, get 3 outs. He did that effectively without allowing a run. And now it's Jake Harford, who's really been that number 1 starter for the Jackfish this year.
Yeah, Harford's been Mr. Thursday for the Jackfish. He's come on the mound, it seems, every single Thursday at home. And he has been, shaky as of late, I think is a good way to put it. He had a great start to the season, and he just has not been able to get the offense he's needed. He's been a little bit shaky, as I said, finding to get a little bit better composure on the mound for the Jackfish. He knows that. He wanted one more inning the last outing. He wanted to go 7. They pulled him after 6, as he really had a strong 6th inning. We thought might come back for one more. We'll see how he rebounds from that. He came flying back in that 6th inning after giving up runs in the 5th last Thursday here at the Pond. So he's coming off an impressive last inning. He'll have to be good here, though. Keep this 2-run lead and make this a quick inning. It's a real tough start for him, as you mentioned. Comes late to the ballpark. Really just a quick warm-up. And now he's on the mound facing the middle of the order for the Cardinals.
And I think it's huge that the Jackfish were able to get him a couple runs there in the 1st inning so he can come in, really attack these hitters, because he already has an early lead, and the first pitch of the game for him is up high. It's ball 1. You talked about how great he was off the top of the season, and the numbers for him really reflect that. I mean, he's tied for 1st in wins. He's got 6 in that category. He's 4th in innings pitched, as that ball slashed away foul down the right side.
Yeah, you talk about innings pitched. He's almost guaranteed he's going to go at least 6 or 7 for you every single outing. And when you go once a week in this league, you're guaranteed you're going to play upwards 50, 60 innings every single season. And like I said, I think every single Thursday we've had a game here. He's been the guy on the mound, and it's a great work. It's a good work, good mix for the team. It seems to be going well so far.
So the pitch is taken on the outside edge. It's called a strike. And the count's 1-2 now to the left fielder, Lane Renault, number 5 hitter in this Cardinals order. Right-handed hitter facing the right-handed pitching Harford. Pitch is outside. Scooped up nicely by Cocker, and the count evens at 2-2. After Renault is Tristan Osika, the DH, and then Sean Bettner playing third base. He's also due up in this inning.
Ball really slid to the outside corner, way outside, but Renault, you could tell he was looking for that same pitch, thought he was going to go for it, but a good job to just freeze up a little bit and pull back.
Here comes a 2-2 from Harford. Swing and a miss. Foul tipped actually into the catcher's glove. But nonetheless, it is a strikeout, and there's one gone. First out of the game for Jake Harford.
And that's good for Harford right there, is that's where he's been struggling as of late, is to be able to get that deciding pitch. And he's been into a lot of at-bats where they've been extended because he's been unable to get that third strike. I've seen so many 1-2 counts that have been going to 3-2. Good for him to get that first out, and with a huge fastball. And that's his bread and butter, be able to pull that fastball whenever he wants out of the back pocket and throw it right down Main Street.
And he gets another swing and a miss. The first pitch to Tristan Osika, the designated hitter. Osika swings through it, and Harford jumps ahead. It's 0-1. You can tell Harford really trying to work quickly here in this outing. The 0-1 offering to Osika just misses outside, and the count evens up at 1-1. Big game for the Jackfish today as they do not sit in first place anymore in the standings, just half a game behind the London Majors. Next pitch on the way to Osika. It's slashed away foul. That'll get into the seats, and he's behind in the count 1-2.
Yeah, you talk about the majors, and you look at the standings. You know, the 1, 2, 3, it's really a battle right now for the top 3 spots between London, Guelph, and the Welland Jackfish. Toronto not far behind as well. But London, a huge win last night, 16-1. As I checked the score a couple of times, it was close in the first part of the game, and then you look away, and the next thing you know, they're up by 15. And you know, that London team, they're really strong again. That seems to be a franchise really having a lot of success. Jackfish trying to catch him once again.
Harford tried to get that fastball by him, and the count's 2-2. Of course, just that half game behind them. So with a win today, they would move back into a tie for first place.
Yeah, you think it's going to be a seesaw battle pretty much all the way till game 42, and that's what you want to see, and that's what I think both teams expect of this season.
Again, the 2-2 from Harford. That's a breaking ball, and it's down low. Counts 3-2. You mentioned to the first hitter of this inning, Renault. You saw the breaking ball really sweep across the plate. Looks like he's got a lot of movement on that early on in this outing. Sitting in a full count now. And here comes the offering to Tristan Osika. It's shot out on the ground. Shortstop. Smybert picks it up. Throw is in time, and there's 2 gone.
Goes back with the fastball, and this time he's able to get a little soft contact right to Smybert. And that's exactly what you need. You need to be able to get those little soft contact ground balls, get the outs, keep it in the infield, and quick work again. Good job by Harford and the defense to get 2 outs quickly here. Second straight batter.
And I know we talk a lot about the offense and the pitching and the speed of this Jackfish team, but I really think one of their most underrated qualities is their defense. They've been so strong on the defensive side of the ball all season long as Harford gets a strike on the outside. And James Smybert has been a rock out there at shortstop.
Yeah, he's had a terrific season, no doubt about it. You look at his numbers at the plate and you think, oh, what a strong hitter he is. But you're right, defense, they've been able to turn so many double plays that a couple of years ago, that was not even a question. He's a lot quicker, he's a lot more confident with the baseball, and he's really done well for this Jackfish defense. Defense
is playing straight up right now with the left-handed hitting Sean Pettner, third baseman, in the box. Harford trying to go 1-2-3 in his first inning of work, but the second inning of the game, he misses that one down low. And the count's now 2-1. You got to think, you know, you deal with frustration, you deal with traffic, you deal with border waits. How do you reset your mind to that quickly and then be told when you get to the ballpark, new pitcher starting, you're going into the second? This time it's a ground ball to third base, and it's Ethan Hunt cutting in front of the shortstop, throwing on the run and getting the out. And it is a 1-2-3 inning in the second inning for Jake Harford. 2-0 Jackfish as we go to the bottom of the second.
Want to get hooked? Sport the fish today by visiting the Welland Jackfish Tackle Box, the official merchandise shop of your Jackfish. Visit the stand on game day behind Section 107 or visit us online at shop.wellandjackfish.com. There you'll find official on-field hats, t-shirts, novelties, and so much more. Join the Fishhead Nation and shop today.
For those times when don't try this at home applies.
I travel.
I'm on the road a lot.
Download the free Giant FM app and take us anywhere you want to listen to your hometown classics.
Can you listen whatever I want? You can't beat that.
Get it now at giantfm.com.
Second inning we go now. It's Ethan Hunt stepping up to the dish. Hunt's had a good season so far. He's hitting .313. He's also driven in 13 runs. A good guy to have hitting in your number 6 spot. Matt Hildebrandt, the DH, another strong hitter batting lower in this Jackfish order, is on deck. As it's Hunt taking outside, it's now 1-0 to Ethan Hunt. Zarly Cena, the first baseman, also due up in this second inning. It's Saucedo back out on the mound, and he bounces the ball to the catcher, Underwood. Couldn't scoop it out of the dirt, but it didn't matter. And the count's now 2-0. Pitching out of the full windup, Saucedo deals out to first base. What a pick down there at first by Josh Niles. Will take it to the bag himself. And that's a sparkling defensive play for the first out of the inning.
Well, you got to give credit where credit is due. And looks like Patty Waugh there for the Avalanche making glove saves, 2 pads stacking it. And that is a beautiful pick from the first baseman for the Cardinals. And he just absolutely robs Ethan Hunt for the Jackfish and keeps it at bay. Still no one aboard, and you thought that might be easily a single that could have turned into a double as that takes a weird hop. But what a glove save.
That's right. What a glove save. So now it's Matt Hildebrandt, left-handed hitter, stepping up to the plate, and he takes up high. Now, that was recorded as an out, but there has been a lot of loud contact early on in this game off the bats of the Jackfish hitters against Saucedo. He delivers the 1-0 to Hildebrandt. It's down low. And he's been falling behind quite a bit, and that probably has something to do with the hard contact. These Jackfish hitters have been getting in good hitters' counts, and they've been looking for pitches over the plate.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And when they do have their pitch, and boy, they've been, plentiful so far in this ball game. They've been able to really hit them. And you saw the home run that went to the right of the scoreboard, deep center. Just been able to get good ball and good ball contact, and that'll be a trouble for the Cardinals if that'll continue into this ball game.
Hildebrandt trying to get some hard contact himself as he stands in and swings and misses at the 2-1 offering. It's now 2-2 to the Jackfish designated hitter. Hildebrandt got off to a little bit of a slow start to the season, but he's really picked it up at the bat.
Oh, has he ever? And actually, this is somewhat rare for him, is the Jackfish have done a really good job to put base runners on base for him, is when he makes hard contact. Boy, could he score a couple of runs easily as he'll send balls to the wall. It seems like on a regular basis as of late. But the first couple of games, it seemed like he was struggling to just find his groove, settle down a little bit. And it seemed he was swinging at almost everything. Now he's been able to relax a little bit, take a few more pitches.
Defense playing in a little bit of a shift. The shortstop standing right out behind the second base bag. Pitch to Hildebrandt. Checks his swing, but he definitely went around. That's a strikeout for Matt Hildebrandt. And there's 2 out.
Yeah, disappointing at bat for Hildebrandt as you saw him kind of try to pull that back way late. But an easy out for the Cardinals as they just touch him on. He's not running the third, no doubt anyways, but running the first rather. But definitely a swing he'll want back because that was a very poor swing from Hildebrandt to try to check it.
So it's the first baseman, Zarly Cena, another guy who's really been hot at the dish. Been extremely effective with the bat this season. Hitting .310. Of course, you remember last season, struggled a little bit here. He was a big acquisition by the team. Struggled a little bit last season, but he's really come on, and this is exactly what the Jackfish thought they were getting when they got him from Kitchener.
Yeah, you think you'd put him in the lineup a lot more often when they got him. And there's a hit that'll go over the shortstop's head.
David Ortiz jumped for it, couldn't quite get it. And once again, that ball was laced into left center field. So a runner on first base, and here comes Hogan Brown.
Well, you're absolutely right. Brendan, when you say you bring in a guy like Zarly Cena from Kitchener, and you see his numbers at Kitchener, they were at like all-star numbers, highlight numbers, and then he comes in as a slow start with the Jackfish. This season, though, you put him at first base, not traditionally where he's been. We talked to him, said he played first base back at high school, at college. but he's been great defensively for the Jackfish, and he's been solid at the plate. He's been a good, utility player for this ball club.
Well, if you remember back to the beginning of the season, they were kind of searching for answers at first base, playing a bunch of different guys over there as Hogan Brown takes one of the knees for a strike, but it seems like they do have their first baseman right now in Zarlicina because, like you mentioned, he hasn't played there a whole lot, but his defense has looked extremely solid.
Yeah, it may not be the solution that you want to go with, but if it's work, why fix it? And there's nothing wrong with it right now, especially if he's going to be able to get on base just like what he's doing, sending balls into the field and easily get a guy on board, send someone behind him and let him score, and that's what he's been doing.
And it's Hogan Brown at the dish right now, left-handed hitter hitting .258 on the season. He's got a runner on base in Cena as he takes his lead off of first, offering to Brown. He checked his swing. Definitely didn't go around. The ball was in the dirt. They are going to check down there to the second base umpire, which still makes no sense.
No, we've talked about this, and you could talk to any baseball person. I'd love to know what view he has. At this point, there's no point to really even check. Just make the call.
But the correct call was made, so the count is 1-2 on Brown. Pitcher checks the runner once again and offers it to the plate. That pitch is just outside. Brown took a close one and he got the call. And the count's now 2-2 now with 2 gone in the inning. After Hogan Brown, it'll be Gio Morello if Brown can find a way on. If not, Morello will lead off the third inning, which is always a good thing when you can get your leadoff hitter to the plate to start an inning. Here comes a 2-2 to Brown. Swing and a miss. Fouled it into the catcher's glove, and he goes down on strike. So Cena gets a 2-out base hit, but doesn't move any further than first base. 2-0 is our score after 2 innings of play as we go to the third.
All right, T-shirt.
Your time is now. You're ready for your next big step. Niagara College is a proven leader among Ontario colleges. Our students are prepared to succeed and drive innovation locally and around the world. Our supportive student culture and state-of-the-art learning facilities help you achieve your dream. Choose academic excellence. Choose experiential learning. Choose career success. Choose Niagara College today. Visit niagaracollege.ca/apply.
A radio. Don't worry, you can still listen to us. Download the Giant FM app and listen, or go to giantfm.com and click on the Listen Live player. No radio? No problem. Get the Giant FM app or listen at giantfm.com.
Want to get hooked? Sport the fish today by visiting the Welland Jackfish Tackle Box, the official merchandise shop of your Jackfish. Visit the stand on game day behind Section 107 or visit us online at shop.wellandjackfish.com. There you'll find official on-field hats, t-shirts, novelties, and so much more. Join the Fishhead Nation and shop today.
Third inning we go now. It's Jake Harford back out on the mound for his second inning of work. And here comes Jacob Underwood, the catcher, getting his first opportunity today. Hitting under 100 on the season, so looking to get his bat going. After him, it'll be Nathan Scragg. And then back to the top of the order for the Cardinals. First pitch of the third inning is inbound from Harford. He misses above the letters, and he falls behind the number 8 hitter, 1-0.
Well, Harford, you think, will be settled in a little bit now as he had a pretty good first inning after coming in late and didn't throw the first inning, as Mike Wagner did, if you're just joining us, as he was late to the ball game, dealt with some travel issues, but now settling in, and he'll really go to work here. And we'll see how deep he goes into this ball game. As normally, traditionally, you start in the first. We'll see how far he goes in and if they use the bullpen as much.
Now, he didn't necessarily, or he may not have had as much time to warm up, so we'll see if that affects how deep he can get into the game. The 2-0 offering from him is on the inside corner, and it's 2-1. But we talked about it early on in the broadcast. For the most part, he's been able to go deep into ball games every start this season. 2-1 count. Pitch from Harford, it's down low. And the count is 3-1 now to the number 8 hitter, and when you're facing guys like this and Underwood and Scragg down at the bottom of the order, these are the guys you really want to get out. Don't want to be walking any of the number 8 and 9 hitters, giving them free bases. 3-1 from Harford. It's bounced back to the mound. Harford gloves it. Easy throw to first base, and there's one gone, so a big first out of the inning here in the third.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Brendan. As you say, you see a guy in his batting average and at the bottom of the order, you don't really want to give him a free pass. And if I'm the batter in this situation, I'm shocked to even swing at that. You're up in the count 3-1. Why not try to take and hope to get on base and try to get back to the top of the order to move me around? But the Jackfish get lucky, a little poke right back to Harford, and he's able to toss that one to Cena for the first out.
So now it's Nathan Scragg, the second baseman. And I kind of think the same way as you in a 3-1 count there, especially when your number 1 hitter, your leadoff hitter is Justin Gideon. I mean, he's got 7 home runs this year, hitting up in the 340s. It's probably a guy you want to come up to the plate when there's some runners on base, as Harford gets that call on the outside edge, and it's 1-1. Scragg, right-handed hitter, stands low in the box, takes a breaking ball, just missed the inside corner. And now Harford's behind in the count. It's 2-1.
Can't believe how much that ball bent. Like, it started almost outside of the batter and came right in, just tucked in underneath the elbow.
That's fouled off of the dish, and the count evens up at 2-2. For Scragg from Port Perry, this is his second season with the Cardinals. Only got into 11 games a season ago. Already playing in his 13th this season, and he pokes it in the air right field. Nicholson now backtracking just in front of the track. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. As the Cardinals go back to the top of the order, here comes Justin Gideon, who got the game started off hot for the Cardinals with that leadoff double.
Yeah, absolutely. As he, saw Wagner's first pitch and smashed that one all the way deep to right, tucked it just in fair territory at the right field wall, and now he'll get his first chance against Harford. But he's already 1 for 1 in the ballgame.
So Harford may be working a little bit more carefully to the leadoff hitter as he misses outside. But this is the time you want to face him when nobody's on base. 1-0 pitch from Harford. It's a breaking ball, bounced on the ground, foul. And once again, you see that movement on the breaking ball from Harford. Started way off the plate, and he was able to bend it back over the outside edge.
It seems, he's got a lot of control with it right now. It's not like it's going way off the plate or it's left and he's trying to throw right. It's just breaking a ton. And with nobody aboard, you think you come right at Gideon and try to force him to make a good swing. Nothing really to worry about here. As you mentioned, nobody aboard for him. Come right at him and show him what he's got.
We've kind of seen this all season long from Harford, though. He likes to use that breaking ball earlier on in counts to get ahead of hitters, and he almost pitches backwards in that sense as he gets a swing and a miss on a high fastball from Gideon. Counts evens up at 2-2, but in that sense, he pitches a little bit backwards. Usually pitchers like to start with the fastballs and end with the breaking balls, where Harford, a lot of the times, he's throwing the breaking balls to get ahead and getting swings and misses on high fastballs.
Yeah, I don't know the stat, but you're probably right. About 70-80% of the time, he is getting the third strike on a fastball. And hitters are just not catching up with him as he's throwing a lot of heat up probably the high 80s, low 90s. But you're right. It is different to see a fastball right down the middle on a 2-2 count, but that's Harford's bread and butter.
So it's a full count now to the leadoff hitter, Gideon, and the offering from Harford. It is a high fastball, bounced on the ground, picked up by Cena. He's going to flip it to the pitcher, covering just in time to get the out. Close play at first. The first base umpire punches him out. Cardinals go 3 up, 3 down for the second straight inning, and they trail it 2-0 as we go to the home half of the third.
Your time is now. You're ready for your next big step. Niagara College is a proven leader among Ontario colleges. Our students are prepared to succeed and drive innovation locally and around the world. Our supportive student culture and state-of-the-art learning facilities help you achieve your dream. Choose academic excellence. Choose experiential learning. Choose career success. Choose Niagara College today. Visit niagaracollege.ca/apply.
If you're somewhere without a radio, don't worry, you can still listen to us. Download the Giant FM app and listen, or go to giantfm.com and click on the Listen Live player. No radio? No problem. Get the Giant FM app or listen at giantfm.com.
Number 11,
Gio Morello up to the dish for the bottom half of the third inning. 1, 2, 3 in the Jackfish order here in this third inning as they lead it 2-0. Both runs coming back in the first inning. One of them coming off the bat of a home run from Sam Cocker. Morello actually scored the first run of the game. Hit a leadoff triple. First pitch of the game, actually, he sent off the wall. So it's Morello, Porcelato, and Nicholson due up in the third. First pitch to Morello. This time he takes the first offering, and it's inside off the plate. Counts 1-0 to the Jackfish center fielder.
Yeah, you mentioned the first pitch of the ball game, a triple all the way to the wall, and you think of the IBL, if you've never seen it before, it's definitely a hitter's league where if you're almost bound to win a game if you can get your batters 5-6 at bats every single game, at least plate appearances, and that seems to be the trend for the Jackfish as of late. You look at scorecards, they've had at least 5 or 6 plate appearances every single game, and they're putting up big numbers because of it.
And for Morello, batting in the leadoff spot, already up to 92 at-bats on the season, getting close to the century.
Big numbers, yeah, big numbers again. And like you said, we're only halfway through the ball season already.
Pitches outside, it's 3-0. And not only has he had a lot of at-bats, it seems to me, I don't have the stats in front of me, but it seems like he's seen a lot of pitches this year. Doesn't usually get out early in counts. I mean, he swung at the first pitch to start the game, but a lot of the time, to me, it seems like he's getting deep in accounts, 3-2, 3-1, and really getting good pitches to hit because he does have a good knowledge of the strike zone.
He's just a smart hitter, and that's, you put him in the leadoff spot and you get him aboard, and you get a guy like that consistently taking pitches, and you see it right there. It takes 4 straight balls. Wait for your pitch, make the pitcher throw to you, and that's why it's such a hitter's league, because the pitchers aren't able to paint that corner exactly where they want. Batters get the favor here, and they're able to get aboard.
And Morello does get aboard, so he's on at first base. He's on base for the second time today. And here comes Mateo Porcelato, who drove in the first run of the game. That was his 22nd RBI on the season. Moves him into 6th place in the IBL in RBIs. Batting from the left side. Number 1 and 2 hitters in this lineup hit left-handed. Morello taking his lead off of first base. We do know he likes to run. Not going on the first pitch as Porcelato swings through it and he's behind 0-1.
Yeah, it's almost in the blueprint that they're going to run, and Morello's such speed on the bases, 0-1 count, you have to think he may go here or in the next pitch, but I'd be shocked if he doesn't. Let's just say that.
Morello on the season, 21 stolen bases, as he keeps inching off of first base. Now he is running, and Porcelato cracks the ball in the air right field. Going back is the right fielder at the wall. It's way out of here. Second home run of the game for the Jackfish. This time it's a 2-run shot from Mateo Porcelato, and it's 4-0 Welland.
Well, the Jackfish flexing early in this ball game. 2 home runs, both deep out of this ballpark. That one off almost the green wall, we'll call it, in right field, the big wall above the actual 10-foot outfield wall. That ball was carrying and never had a doubt that ball was going to be gone. A huge blast for the Jackfish, and the second home run of the ball game, up by 4. Absolutely what you want to write up and draw up before the ball game, and to be able to go out and execute that, perfect. You can't ask for any more from your offense.
And a lot of the times you'll see balls that are hit and you're thinking, oh, this ball's carrying, it might get out of here. Yeah, that one right off the bat. Everybody in the ballpark knew it, including Mateo Porcelato at the plate. Stood there and admired the blast, and now the pitch is inside on Brandon Nicholson. He gets out of the way. And the count's 1-0, but for Porcelato, 24 RBIs now on the season. He's a guy who didn't even start the season with the team.
Yeah, he came in, Gabe, I don't know the exact game, Gabe 7 or 8 maybe, but boy, has he been dominant since joining this ball club. He's a guy you thought, oh, he's going to add a little bit of depth maybe in this lineup, but boy, he's put a name for himself, secured him in the 2 spot, and when you look at the 1 through 4, which is probably going to be a steady 1 through 4 all the way through the playoffs, that's one of the deadliest 1 through 4 in this league, other than maybe you look at London with, of course, Cleveland Brownlee guaranteed that 3 spot, and they add Byron Reichstein, but it's no doubt one of the deadliest offenses when you're guaranteed runs just like that.
And I was looking at the league leaders today, and I saw Cleveland Brownlee had been knocked off his lead for batting average, but it was his teammate Robert Mullen who took over the lead. Nicholson now bounces the ball back up the middle, picked up by the shortstop Ortiz. Big throw, and it skips past the first baseman. Nicholson's going to be safe.
Number 16.
So we'll see how that one's scored, but it looks like it'll be an error.
Well, it looked like he fumbled the ball. The shortstop tonight for the Cardinals is David Ortiz, and he was really struggling to grab that baseball. Fumbled it, tried to throw that quickly, and it looked like Nicholson was slowly running it out, but a good thing he did is that throw was actually well off the mark as well. So tough defense for the Cardinals and Ortiz.
Running is Nicholson, and he's going to steal it easily. There's not even going to be a throw down there. For Nicholson, he just keeps extending that league lead in stolen bases. 29 on the season. He's 1 away from 30.
Well, that one's like a gimme. That was a tap-in. He had such a huge lead that he was already going as before the pitch was even thrown, and he was halfway there before the catcher caught it. Not even a contest. And he's a guy, I would not be surprised if he steals third. He doesn't really need to, but 1 away from 30. He's a guy you know he's going to go whenever and at will. Jackfish up 4-0. No, like I said, no real need to go here. He's already in scoring position. But 90 feet is 90 feet.
He's bouncing off his second base, gets a big lead, and right on cue, he's moving, and the ball's hit right back up the middle. It's a base hit. Nicholson stopped, but he's going to come down and score easily from third base. RBI single for Sam Cocker, his second RBI of the game, and it's 5-0 Jackfish.
Well, that stolen base right there for Nicholson going over to third, even though recorded is just going to be an RBI for Sam Cocker. That took David Ortiz's eyes away from him and actually slid him over towards third. The ball went right back to where Ortiz was standing, and that allows Sam Cocker to score on a little blooper into shallow left. So the Jackfish base running, very efficient here. Now they have a 5-0 lead here in the third inning.
And still nobody out as James Smybert climbs into the left-handed batter's box and takes the first pitch up high for Smybert. In his first at-bat, he grounded out to the second baseman, Nathan Scragg, but he hasn't been making many outs lately. Smybert, in the month of July, hitting .538, and over the last 5 games, hitting .608. Now up to .390 on the season, and he leads the team in batting average. Now, he doesn't qualify for the league lead because he hasn't had enough at-bats, but he has been red hot as of late.
You know, when you think of the numbers and you look at them, it's like absolutely sick to think about how dominant they have been and how good of a month he's been having. If you look at his last 10 games, and, you know, Sam Cocker, he gets recognized for that IBL Player of the Month, and that's something the Jackfish confidence needed a little bit. They've had so many spurts of being good. One of those teams, they can win ball games, but they haven't had the confidence and haven't had the respect to be a dominant team. The more they win, and this year will be a good proof of that, if they can keep up with the majors, keep up with Toronto, keep up with Guelph, and stay in the 1-2 spot, then all of a sudden your team gets a lot more respect.
And I will say, of course, being country night here today, I saw James Smybert before the game, and I got to say, I think he had one of the best country fits out of the Jackfish team. Greg Marco, I think, takes the cake with that one.
You get to see a lot of good personalities come out on these theme nights, and a lot of the guys you talk to them before the game, or you talk to them on the concourse aft off with their plaid, the big country boots, and you see who really knows country and who actually likes country.
So it's a 2-2 count to Smybert. Cocker still standing over there at first base. 2-2 on the way. It's fouled straight back. Coming right back our way. Saw just in time by the netting.
I saw your arm go up.
I was ready.
You were ready for that. You were ready for that ball.
Ready to make a play. I'm always on my toes up here in the box. Salcedo comes set. Cocker takes his lead. And the pitch, check swing. Smybert definitely went around, so that's a strikeout in the first out of the inning for the Cardinals. So here comes Ethan Hunt now. He grounded out to first base his first time up, but not your run-of-the-mill ground out. The ball was scorched off the bat. Just a great play over there at first base by Niles.
Yeah, that'll be a play Josh Niles, I think, will remember for a long time, if anything, early in this ball game. Is took an easy double away, I believe, from Hunt for the Jackfish. We'll see what he does here in his second time up.
Well, he's taking on the first pitch, and it's poured right in there for strike one. Jackfish lead at 5-0 now. Scored 2 runs in the first, 3 here in the third. And there's 1 out. Sam Cocker taking his lead off of first base for Cocker. He does have 9 stolen bases on the season. Just another guy who's willing to run. And he is going. Pitches way up high over the head of Ethan Hunt. Cocker is going to get into second base.
Well, when I first saw that pitch come, to be honest, I didn't realize how high it was going. And then when you realize he ducks at the last second, very dangerous and a scary pitch coming right at Ethan Hunt. Good job to get out of the way of it, as that would have clunked him right on top of the helmet. Cocker was going, had a really good lead, and now obviously safe at second.
So it's a 1-1 count now, and we've seen that a couple times now from Salcedo. He's lost the command a little bit here in this third inning. Ethan Hunt now with a 1-1 count. He's going to have to dig back into the batter's box. One count, and the pitch to Hunt. It's bounced on the ground out to the shortstop Ortiz. He's up with it, and his throw is in time. 2 outs, but Cocker moves up 90 feet. He's now standing at third base.
Yeah, and that stolen base again, going to second, just proves how important that 90 feet is. Because now, a chance to score, a lot closer coming from second in scoring position. 2 outs for Matt Hildebrand. But a runner on third is so much better than a runner at second in a 2-out situation.
So with that runner 90 feet away, it's Matt Hildebrand, the DH, and he'll be looking to drive that run in on the season. 21 RBIs as well. Porcelotto tied with him coming into the game. Now Porcelotto moved ahead. So Hildebrand's going to try to inch closer to his teammate as he takes up high and gets ahead 1-0. Hildebrand, his first at-bat, he struck out. If you remember back to that, it was a check swing. He swung over the top of a breaking ball. Trying for different results here in his second time through the order. Salcedo comes set on the mound. He's going to look at the runner at third base. Cocker takes his lead. Pitch on the way to Hildebrand. It's right there on the outside edge. And count evens at 1.
Yeah, the umpire tonight, Chris Long, been giving a pretty generous strike zone for the pitchers, as that outside corner pitch has been called a strike both ways. And that's just out of the reach of Hildebrand, I think, as he likes that, doesn't like the swing of the outside corner pitches as much, which will favor the pitching staff for the Cardinals and Salcedo.
And then he swings and misses. Looked like a similar pitch to the one he struck out on.